Chapter 36, The Tagalong Kid. Teresa had known Ashley for only a short while, but she no longer appeared to be the same girl. Even if she had seemed arrogant, Teresa knew her to be brilliant and eager to change the world and even able to laugh sometimes. Now Ashley glared at them like she wanted to rip them apart. I said, sign the contract, then go. Get out of here and never come back. John picked up the piece of paper and tore it into pieces. Ashley smirked, walked over to the desk, opened one of its drawers, and pulled out another copy. The Flax brothers said you would do that, too. She slid the contract toward them. But they also said you would eventually smarten up and sign it. Ashley, Teresa asked in horror, why are you listening to them? Do you know what they want to do? They want to replace themselves, replicate themselves, and take over the world. They don't care about stopping hurricanes or feeding hungry children like you and I do. They want to use you for evil until they no longer need you. Then they'll toss you aside like garbage. You know they will. Please don't fall into their lies, Ashley. The three of us can make sure Dr. Flax's work for good continues. We only have to find him. Yeah, said John. Don't be stupid. Teresa wished he hadn't said that. Ashley stared John down. You two think you're so great, Ashley said, her tongue as sharp as ice. I'm sure you'll be best friends forever, but there will never be a three of us. Every time I make new friends, the same thing happens. Everything goes great at first, until my supposed new friends realize that I'm smart and ambitious and maybe a little weird. Then they push me away. It's always slow at first, then a little more each day, until I'm like the tag-along kid no one really likes. And my best friends are embarrassed of me and turn meaner and meaner until I finally get the hint and go away. Eventually, they completely ignore me, just like you two are ignoring me, riding your stupid spider together and getting into cool adventures without me. Ashley, Teresa tried to say, but she kept going, rolling her algae ball faster and faster. Well, I won't fall for it again. I don't need you. I should have won first place. I should have been given the biggest laboratory. I should have been on the front page of next year's Flax Inventions for a Better World catalog. Me, not you, Teresa Brown. I won't settle for second place, and I won't settle for being a tag-along kid. Ashley, Teresa said as seriously as she could, I'm so sorry you feel that way. I never cared about winning first place or being on the front page of a catalog. I just wanted to spend the summer at Flax Industries, to build things, and to be your friend. I don't see why we can't all three be friends and do cool things together. Ashley scoffed again, studying Teresa up and down, from her socks to her t-shirt, all splattered with green goo. You know what else the Flax brothers told me? Teresa was sure she didn't want to know. They told me they admired that I was growing algae that could feed thousands of hungry children, but I shouldn't limit myself. They said, algae can do so much more, they said. It can also be used to stop mean and self-centered kids who try to interfere with my plans. Ashley opened the second drawer of the desk, removed a small gas mask, and slipped it on. John barely had time to ask, what the? Before Ashley threw her blue-green algae ball on the floor and it smashed it with her heel. The algae reacted, releasing a huge blue-green cloud of toxic gas. John waved his hands frantically in the air. Are you trying to kill us? No, Ashley said, her voice deepened by the gas mask. I would never do something so horrible. I only want you both to barf so much and so hard that you'll never, ever want to come back. You're not serious, John said in disbelief. She's serious, John, Teresa yelled. Run! She grabbed John by the shirt sleeve and pulled him toward the interior of the laboratory. The blue-green cloud followed them as they ran. But John had an idea. Teresa, bubble helmets! He unstrapped his World War II helmet and let it fall to the ground as he removed one of the canisters filled with the bubble solution that had won him third place. He pulled out his expandable bubble hoop, dipped it in the solution, swept it down over Teresa's head and then his own. Then he pinched the sturdy bubbles around their necks. John had effectively created 2 toxic gas-proof helmets for them, although they would suffocate if they wore them for very long. But the helmets gave them time to run. The egrets and robins and painted buntings all flew ahead of them, just as anxious to escape the noxious fumes. Teresa and John ran and ran until they were all the way down to the central fountain, where even the one-eyed duck had decided it was time to go. Once they had made it to the eastern wing of the laboratory, the air was clear and they could stop to catch their breath. Teresa felt a bit dizzy. She tried to pull off her bubble helmet now that they were safe from the toxic gas, but it proved to be difficult. Help! She cried. John removed a pocket knife from one of his pockets. Hold on, he said to slice it. He had to slice it a couple times before it would pop. John really could make a strong bubble. Teresa heard a flapping sound approaching from behind them. Tiny Lando Calrissian and his ornithopter were dutifully following them. Really? Who is controlling that thing? She wondered out loud. Gotta be the Zaks brothers, John said. They're spying on us. You're correct. We are spying on you. They jumped and turned to see the first brother walking down the defunct escalator, casually ripping purple morning glory blooms off the vines and throwing them aside as he descended. But we haven't been watching you with that ridiculous toy. You will find us to be far more sophisticated adversaries than that.